Now, Final Score with Nick Walters on Fox 16.
Salutations, everyone. It's that time of year for some high-stake baseball as the Razorbacks pave their road to Omaha. But this weekend is a special one in Arkansas when the story of a college football great is passed down to future generations by former Hogs and now, for the first time, by current Hogs. You don't need to be from inside state lines to know who Brandon Burlsworth is. His story is stuff of sports folklore, and you don't even need to be a sports fan for his legacy to carry meaning. He's one of the best walk-ons in history, an award donning his name dealt out every year to the best former walk-on in college football. Burlsworth worked his way up from being a no-name to an All-American, but after being drafted in the 3rd round by the Colts, he tragically passed away in a car crash. His brother Marty and former Razorbacks have long worked to teach kids the Burls way. That was on full display in the 22nd annual Brandon Burlsworth Camp in his hometown of Harrison on Friday and in Little Rock on Saturday. The camp gets bigger and better every single year, this time SEC Network being in attendance doing a story. And it was the first time current Razorbacks have been able to volunteer, like bumper pool, Jalen Catalon, and a pair of walk-ons who ended up earning a scholarship. Take a look at all the fun.
Well, this year's incredible. You know, one thing, having ESPN here, and then having all our former Razorbacks, but then again, having for the first time current Razorbacks. Now that that's, you know, we can do that. And I know our older Razorbacks loved having the young guys out here.
What Marty's done is incredible. The Brandon Burlsworth Foundation, his camps, all these kids were having a blast. So many good Razorbacks, old Razorbacks that the kids get to meet. It's a really cool thing. At the end of the day, it's about being you, having strong character, working hard, always working hard, working harder than others, and really just loving all these kids, you know, showing them that you can do it no matter what, you know. No one's limited to doing what they want.
And it was just a great experience to be out here today. Just giving back to the state that roots on this football team and me personally, just giving back and being able to show that I do care about this state and about its youth, and that I just want to pour into these young kids, and hopefully I can impact one life and make someone really care about the game of football.
It means a lot for them to choose me to be able to come out here and just teach kids about what Burlsworth meant to Arkansas and to people around the world, and just to share his story with how I carry myself and how I preach to the kids. And honestly, I've learned so much more about him as I got out here this weekend. It's been a great experience.
It's awesome to be able to come back to where I'm from and get to see these kids that live the same, you know, same way I did, same place I did, and just really show them, you know, what they can do with, you know, the talents they get and the work that they put in.
It's funny to see, even in warm-ups today, the kids are running down the line. They're like, "Yo, that's Trey." And I was like, "What's up, bro?" Like, "Yeah, I'm here." Like, I just love it. I love the energy that the people of this state bring and the passion that they have for the Hogs, and it's just amazing to see.
You know, it's great having current Razorbacks out. I mean, it's inspiring to see these guys work with the kids, and because they care about them, they get right down. You know, these are all good guys, and they were happy to volunteer to be here, just like all our former Razorbacks that have been here over the years.
The fan base is crazy. I mean, when I look at it and I see all the people that support the Hogs, it's ridiculous. You know, like I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it when I see people really how well they support and how dedicated they are to this logo and how much they support and love it. I mean, you see former players that you know have things going on in their lives, but they put that aside to come back for a weekend like this to pay their respects and also to show that they really love and cherish the Hog forever.
I mean, it means a ton to me. I mean, I'm from Harrison, where he's from, so I mean, it just means everything, and it really, like, you have to take it personal almost to like try to do my best to keep living on his name. When you grow up in Harrison, you hear about him all the time. It's like, I mean, all like the stories and like legends almost of like just how like good of a guy he was and good of a football player he was. Just like incredible, unbelievable, and nobody has anything bad to say about him.
I remember the day I watched that movie. It's just so inspiring to see Brandon and the way he worked and the way that he pushed and made everyone around him better. It really inspired me. I mean, I remember seeing that movie and being like, well, I mean, I can do this. And just going up there, walking on, and eventually earning the scholarship. I mean, it was huge, and he played a huge part in that, and, you know, his story.
Hearing the different stories that I was shared by other friends and peers that he had, I learned how great he was, not just on the field, but off the field, really as a person, like just watching the movie Greater and then seeing like how people relate to those stories, saying that's true. I mean, it shows you the character that he had and how he carried himself as a person. I mean, and everybody knew him for being the best person, like being a good football player, but I think really people need to know how great of a person he was to not only his peers but the community.
It means that we can achieve anything. I mean, he came in as a walk-on, All-American, first rounder. Like, if that doesn't tell you that you can do anything, then I don't know what can. So that's really what we carry on, that mentality of toughness and physicality that he brought to the university and that he played with every Saturday.
That's my hope, that Brandon's, legend, legacy, his message grows and all around the state, but also our goal is to have it, nationwide, where nationwide everyone knows. And thankful to a lot of the national publicity and the national TV, we've been able to, get on that a lot more people know about him, and that's our goal, because he stood for so many good things, and that's why we're constantly preaching that message.
I think he made a huge impact enough to where people honestly carried themselves the same way he did. They watched his story and they said, that's who I want to be like. I want to play for the Hogs, and if I have to go through that, I want to follow his story and be the same way. And I think that's why you see this camp going on and seeing kids come out year after year, back and forth from different places and states, just to come out to a camp, the Burlsworth Camp. And I think that speaks volumes for the tradition they carried. I give credit to Marty Burlsworth and the Burlsworth family for putting this together and making it so organized, and having kids have the opportunity to not only get better in football, but to also become a better person and learning how to do it the Burls way, like they say.
What really is inspiring is the amount of distance people will travel to be at these camps. Half-day camp. We've had some this weekend from the Chicago area. We've had one from, Gainesville, Florida. I talked to some from Mississippi. So that's pretty inspiring that they would want to travel, those great distances for a camp. That's just, one day, half-day camp, but that makes you feel good about what everybody's doing to make these so special.
What a way to remember Brandon and the impact he left. Now up next, we'll stay at War Memorial and talk Hogs and exclusive interviews. Those current Razorbacks tell us what to expect this fall and answer key questions about this year's team. Stay here.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
Well, the smell of hot dogs and ballparks fills up the summer months, but fall is right around the corner, and soon football frenzy will be in the air. The Brandon Burlsworth Camps were held this weekend for the 22nd straight year, and it was the first time current Razorbacks were able to help coach up kids from Arkansas and abroad. So it gave us the chance to ask the questions every Razorback fan is wondering 13 weeks ahead of college football kickoff. Arkansas comes off their best season in recent memory, and there's reason to believe Sam Pittman and his staff can soon take the Hogs to the next level. The Pitt boss was extended this week, while coordinators Kendall Briles and Barry Odom have turned down other jobs to stay for year 3 in the program. Fans aren't the only ones hyped up, so are the ones suiting up, who are making every day count before hitting the field for the 2022 season.
Very excited to get back on that field. I think we got something to prove this year, and I think we're going to prove a lot of people wrong. Our teammates, we all believe in each other, and we're just trying to go out there and show the world that, this is what we do on a regular day. We hit you in your mouth and we play hard.
It feels great to know that their fans are back, feeling prideful about wearing this logo, but we always preach that the past is the past, as quickly as you're up, you can easily fall back down if you get complacent. So we work every day telling ourselves that we got to do better than we did last year. We got to bring it even harder. We got to go even harder than we did before. And I think that's the mentality the team has. And I think everybody's stoked and excited to be back on campus the first next week and start workouts and start the process of getting ready for the season. So it should be an exciting time, and I'm ready for it.
We're all really excited to get back to work this summer, and I think we all think that we're going to really turn some heads this season. We just think that we're Arkansas and we're tough and we work hard, and that's like our brand that we really harp on, that we're going to outwork everybody, outplay everybody, and play harder than everybody.
It's great. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one for sure. What Pittman's done is truly changed an entire program around.
It's just great to have some comfort in that your coaches are going to be around. And that's another thing that helps our team, the familiarity of our coaching staff and them with the kids and us players, just the chemistry that we have now, going into year 3. It speaks volumes of what our university and what our state thinks of Coach Pittman and our staff. and to keep him around and re-sign him and give him more money, I mean, the man can finish his career here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So
Yeah, I think he definitely deserves it. Everybody is just has utmost respect for him, and such a good coach and really a great leader.
Coach Odom, I can't say enough about him, what he's done for this program, how he makes our defense feel. I mean, we feel like a family. Speed was a huge thing for me, getting my speed up, and I think it's there, and so now it's just time to put it all together. Be the best I can for the team. Ultimately, I want to be on the field as much as I can, make as many plays as I can for the team.
Just enjoy the game that I love. Me being back healthy now, I mean, it's a blessing. I always say, you never know how much you miss, you love something until it's not there for you, and then when it was gone, it was tough, but I had great peers and teammates to help me get through that process. I'm back healthy, and I'm just ready to do everything I can to help the team win and to put the team in the best situation to do better than we did last year. Last year was a stamp, but this year we want to take it to the next step. But it's going to take every single guy on the team to do it, and a great off season in the summer, and when fall camp hits, to go through that, and September 3rd we'll be ready to go.
That speaks volumes really for where we're headed, I think, because both of them could definitely do other things if they wanted to, and they choose to be Arkansas because they see it as a better program, and we're getting to where we deserve to be. It gives you a really feeling of like solidarity, that that it's like you have like a firm foundation of like that you're starting off of to like feed off of from the coaches.
I would say it's honestly a reminder type season, to show people that I can still play, and I'm the same guy, just healthy now. That's the same thing, and I worked on my mind mentally, and to go through that process was humbling for me, to be able to realize who was really there for me, and the people how much they really had my back during that whole process. And like I said, the team did a really great job with carry on that season and putting their best foot forward on the field every single day. I was there to answer questions or just be there to support the guys. But like I said, it's a new year now, and like I said, we're just excited for September 3rd and just to get things going.
And we're taking steps forward day by day. We're getting better as an offense and as a team, and Coach Browse and the staff are really confident in our offense and the weapons that we have. I think we're going to be so great this year, and we're going to make strides even from last year. And we have a lot of young guys that are looking really good. So we just have a lot of depth this year, and I think we're going to be really good. He keeps growing as a leader and as a vocal leader and leading by example. And that's something that you have to have in a quarterback, and he's learning to be that guy, and he's expanding upon that role and talking to our team and leading us just day in and day out, being that guy for us, being that voice for us, and just getting better as a passer, and how good he is in the run game. So just touching up on all his skills, and he's going to be nasty next year.
Man, the countdown is on, and we cannot wait to see what's in store for Arkansas football. Now, after the break, let's stick to youth camps, but switch gears to the minor leagues. The Arkansas Travs are in the house to talk about their upcoming skills camp. Baseball fans in Central Arkansas, especially ones in Little League, you ought to stick around. Welcome back to the final score. If you're just now joining us, we've heard from Razorbacks volunteering at this year's Brandon Burlsworth Football Camps. Next weekend is another youth camp around Little Rock, but in a different sport and by another team. We're joined by Lance Restum, Executive Director for the Arkansas Travelers Youth Foundation. The Travs are hosting a clinic for kids who love baseball or are just now learning the game. And we got Lance here to fill us in. So Lance, what about this camp can we know about?
Well, what is there not to know, right? We at the Arkansas Travelers love to have fun, and the Arkansas Travelers Youth Foundation, this is our first time to be able to put on a clinic like this. We've partnered with Major League Baseball, the Play Ball Initiative, to create a fun, happy, baseball-themed event to attract kids to the sport. Now, you mentioned a lot of clinics, and there are tons of baseball clinics going on right now. Youth sports is in full swing, pun intended, but a lot of the clinics focus on heavy skills, right? You have to be an advanced player, someone who already plays on a team, even already has all your equipment. That's not exactly who we're really aiming for. We're looking for people who are interested in baseball but maybe don't play. Maybe have wanted to play, they have siblings that play, they're looking to get into the sport. This is going to be the perfect opportunity for them. So it's a great way. We're calling it our introduction to youth baseball, if you will.
Sounds like a lot of fun, and the first year ever doing it. That must be so exciting for you guys as well. So if you're a kid out there who wants to participate, where would you go online?
Well, you can go to Travs.com. We've also got the link posted on our Facebook Facebook page to register. It's free. It's a completely free clinic for folks to register. We're going to have fun, food, games, a couple different stations, and then we're going to teach them the basic skills and drills. You know, some of the fundamentals of baseball that you know we all learned, even if we weren't great at them. You know, hitting, right? Like just simple contact with the ball, keeping your eye on the ball, following through, making sure you're doing the right thing when it comes to hitting, and fielding, right? You want to like get your glove down, get your body down, watch your ball, keep your eye on the ball, and to not be afraid of the ball. You know, I know that's a big problem in youth sports, especially when they switch from the squishy balls to the actual real baseballs. You know, and it hurts to get hit by a baseball. I'm sure you've probably been hit by one or two yourself.
Yeah, many baseball players, including the Travs, have been. Now, it sounds like a lot of fun, but of course, the Arkansas Travs Youth Foundation has not been around very long, only since this past November. What's the mission behind it, and why is it a thing?
Well, the Arkansas Travelers Youth Foundation is really the brainchild of our president, Russ Meeks. He has a passion for youth sports, and this is kind of the way to put that out there and to try and make a difference. The Arkansas Travelers have been a huge impact in youth sports for decades. I mean, for years and years and years, we have literally hundreds of youth teams come through, baseball, softball, and we get a great opportunity to get them out and get them experience with professional baseball players, right? But as a nonprofit, as the official 501c3 of the Arkansas Travelers, the Arkansas Travelers Youth Foundation can be much, much more effective. We can do direct things to actually help. Like right now we're doing equipment grants. In fact, at this clinic for folks that don't have gear or can't afford gear, you know, I mean, baseball gloves are expensive. Baseball bats are expensive. Even socks are you know, pricey. So we're going to have the grant opportunity where you can apply to get money through Academy Sports and actually, you know, get some gear. So we're blessed to be able to do a clinic like this. In fact, we partnered with the folks at Junior Deputy, who we've worked with for years, and they are very reputable in the youth sports world. Like a lot of kids came through the Junior Deputy program. So it's a great facility, great fields, and hopefully we're going to make a bunch of baseball fans.
Yeah, absolutely you would. And of course, it being free to many of these people, that what a great benefit that is to some people who can't afford that. So it's a great event going on this coming weekend. But let's switch gears a little bit to the Travs baseball team and at Dickey-Stephens Park. The atmosphere is back, right? Just 2 years ago, we were coming out of a pandemic, right? The season was canceled, and here we are, and fans are starting to come back. So how has the atmosphere been like in North Little Rock?
I got to tell you, as a baseball fan, baseball's back. You know, every baseball fan, in fact, I would say every professional sport fan suffered in 2020. It was a bad time for the whole country as we all struggled to get through the pandemic. And baseball, of course, at the minor league level suffered. You know, we didn't play any baseball in 2020. Well, in 2021, we were open, but as you know, we shortened the season. We had less games, we had less travel, a lot more restrictions. Fans were isolated. They couldn't, in fact, we weren't even allowed to play my crazy on-field games at the beginning of the season. We had to do them up on the golf course. It was not fun. But then slowly but surely, it kind of opened back up. But we still noticed people were hesitant last year. You know, seniors who make up a huge part of our demographic, you know, they were slow to come back, and also just families. If you have young kids that either you know, were at high risk or not able to get vaccines, you didn't want to put them at risk if you didn't have to. Well, this year we have seen the fans come out. I mean, baseball is back, baby, and the corn dogs are hot, and we've got new Nathan's hot dogs this year, which has been a huge success. We're back to our old antics on the field, doing ridiculous stuff between innings. Plus, for those that have been this year, we've upgraded our AV system, so now we have a brand new 71-foot LCD HD screen, so you can see all the action all over the park, including yourself, sometimes really good.
There's a lot of great action going over there at Dickey-Stephens Park. That is for sure. And if you haven't made your way out to a game yet, maybe you want to do that before the summer wraps up, and you don't get the chance to do that in this awesome 2022 season. But going back to the camp a little bit, what other events maybe do the Travs have that maybe are for more advanced baseball players who are looking to improve their own game?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Nick, because like I said, this clinic, the one we're having on June 11th at the Junior Deputy Park, is really an introduction. It's not for someone who's advanced. If you're in travel ball, if you are, you know, working on keeping your eye on the, like those advanced skills, not the clinic for you on the 11th. But we do offer several other clinics. In fact, we offer a 3-day camp, which is exactly for skills and drills. It's for those more advanced players, the ones who are on the the U-Trip teams, the ones who are traveling, the ones who are on advanced league teams, and they will get hands-on experience from Major League Baseball players. Some of those guys, are high up round draft picks and doing great. They're going to get hands-on experience from those guys for those clinics too.
That is awesome. A lot of stuff to look forward to, including the camp this coming weekend. We appreciate Lance coming in, and make sure to tune in for some more Arkansas Traveler Youth Foundation stuff as those stories come in. But after the break, we're going to check out Graham Bensinger and what's coming up after the show on In Depth. Stay right here. Stay right here to catch more from John McEnroe in just a few minutes. And before we go, let's show the best moment in Arkansas sports this week. And this time, it wasn't very close. After trailing Oklahoma State by 5, the Hogs rattled off 15 runs in the final 3 innings to win 20-12 on Saturday in Stillwater. The highlight of the night was a grand slam by Jalen Battles, the monster slam extending a 2-run Arkansas lead to a 6-run advantage, icing the game. Check out the play and the awesome call.
That's tradition right there.
Brew hat, yeah, beer hats.
Oh no! Battles deep into the night. That's left the stadium entirely.
What a swing by Jalen Battles.
A moment to remember, and man, is that going on the season highlight reel. But that'll do it for us. Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night, and we'll see you next Sunday right here on The Final Score.